Hello, Shreveport Bossier. Let's make a difference today. Are you thinking of buying a home in Shreveport? In today's video, we're going to look at the pros and cons of Brunswick Place in Shreveport. So,
let's go!
all right, so let's get in this map and look for Brunswick Place subdivision in Shreveport. And it's located off of Uri Drive, further down Uri on past LSUS. You come in on Sophia, and right here, this whole area of houses right in here is Brunswick Place. A well-established neighborhood, very nice houses, $335,000 upwards to $450,000. So that puts, 3,500 as being one of the larger homes in here. So these are not small houses for sure. For the price of the square footage there, that's a good price. So a nice neighborhood and quiet neighborhood. When we were doing our vlog there, taping that, became more aware of this neighborhood, and definitely would be one that I'll keep in mind for many of my clients, because it's tucked away a little bit further down, but you're away from traffic and away from other things, but you're not out in the country either. So to get that feel, there's several things that is around in this area. Like I say, LSU's is right there, but you're close to Walmart. Your gas stations are plentiful all in this area. Across the way here, you have townhouses and garden homes, and that was kind of like the trend at one time, condo living and stuff. So they're all on this side of Highway 1, which is Uri Drive. And then on this side, you have the traditional ranch style homes and all. Brunswick begins that portion of that was a newer in the 90s and late 2000s. Early 2000s, I should say, to start building homes a little bit differently than they did in the 50s and the 60s, which is some of the older style homes. So great neighborhood, and definitely the location is ideal to get anything that you would need in the Shreveport Bossier City area. Let's take a look at the schools for Brunswick Place. Now remember, in Caddo Parish, you have magnet schools and alternatives to the neighborhood schools. So let's look at the neighborhood school for the elementary, and it is Arthur Circle Elementary School, and it's 11 minutes away, 3.8 miles. You come out of the neighborhood and hit Uri Drive and go straight up, and then Arthur Circle is off of Uri right here, back in this neighborhood, back in here in the Broadmoor area. So great school there for the neighborhood school. Now, the magnet school, one of the choices is Fairfield Elementary Magnet School. Come out and zigzag, it looks like, come back around. You could just hit Uri Drive and then cut across and then go up Fairfield, and the school is right there if you don't want to do all this twisting and turning and all. So I think that would be the great way to do it, and it's 13 minutes, 4.5 miles there to Fairfield Elementary. And another magnet elementary is Eden Gardens Elementary School, is 12 minutes away, I think, going up and coming, because then you don't have to come down Line Avenue too far, and then you're at the school. Eden Gardens is a great school. The last magnet one is South Highlands Elementary School. It's 16 minutes away, 5.5 miles. And of course, they have all this movement here. I think if we choose, this one's 15 minutes, which is 5.4, go Fern Avenue and then Line Avenue. I think that I would come up Highway 1, hit Southfield, and then cut up to the school. This would be the direction that I think would give you, Uri Drive. There's a light here that gets you turned here, and then you're going to turn onto Line Avenue on right, and South Highlands will be on your left in the South Highlands neighborhood. So it's a great school, and it would probably be 16 minutes, 3.2 miles, which is not far at all. It's an excellent school, high marks and all. So if your child tests well, then it would definitely be a good choice that you have for you. Now, the neighborhood middle school is Uri Drive Middle School, and it is a magnet school. They have some magnet classes there, but for the neighborhood school designation, they wouldn't have to test to get into the regular school. It's 9 minutes away, 3 miles. You're once again hitting Uri Drive, and you just go straight up. And before you hit south, the school will be right over here on your left. Super close, not far at all. Your magnet choice, they have a middle mag school. And once again, I think I would take the Uri Drive and then hit East 70th. That's 4.5 miles, 13 minutes. And that way you just go straight up here, turn on Southfield, and then you cut through the back way to get to the school. Really you can't go wrong with either school. Some good choices in your middle school. And then in the high school, you have Captain Shreve High School is the neighborhood school, and it's 10 minutes away, 3.2 miles. You're going to come out and hit Uri Drive. I think what they have mapped out, it would be super, is just cut across on Southfield and go up and hit East King, or I should say 70th, and then hit East Kings Highway, and it's right there on the left. Super school, good school for your high schoolers. And then the magnet opportunity that they have, Caddo Parish Magnet High School, and it's 17 minutes away. You could take 15 minutes, 8.4 miles, take Clyde Fant Parkway and come back up there and come around and come in the back way there to the high school. So that would be the route. You could go Uri Drive and then just turn right here and get to the school. So either way would work. A minute or two difference. So you just have to try the traffic out to see how it works. But the Magnet High School has been one of the top performing schools in the state of Louisiana. So that's not an easy feat to do. So some people say, oh, well, that's not hard to do. But I think we get a bad rap here because we have a lot of kids that come in. My wife is in education and myself also. And so, kids come in and they're not up to speed with what we're doing. So Bossier and Caddo are on top of things in a lot of areas, not maybe in all, but a lot of areas we are. So that speaks highly of that high school for sure to have that designation. So when it comes to choice of school, you got great choices here at Brunswick Place Subdivision. All right, now if you're here for Barksdale Air Force Base, it's a 16-minute drive from Brunswick Place. You're going to come out and hit Highway 1. You're going to go across the Jimmy Davis Bridge and come around and hit Clyde Fant. I'm sorry, not Clyde Fant. That's the Shreveport side. Arthur Teague Parkway on the Bossier side. They're running along the Red River here. We're going to hit Barksdale Boulevard, and it's going to take us right up to the base right here in the runway for the airplanes, B-52s and all. Not far at all. This East Shreveport side of living for Barksdale is just as comparable as the South Bossier as far as distance. You're not far at all. There's a lot of people who live in Bossier that would drive further to get to Barksdale than you would living in East Shreveport, because you can easily get over to Bossier in no time and then go up Barksdale, and you're in line ready to go through the gate and get to your place of work, and a great distance. And let me just say that we are grateful to all of the airmen and their families and the sacrifice they make to be in the military and to serve our nation. And we are so appreciative of all our airmen and their families here in the Shreveport Bossier area. Our schools are really great about supporting your children, but also you'll find that we civilians, I'll call ourselves, here in the Shreveport Bossier area, when we see you guys in uniform, we'll say hi and shake your hand and thank you for your service. And you're going, I hadn't done anything. I hadn't gone anywhere and all. It's just that we know what it stands for. And we know that you make our nation great. You make our nation strong. And that because you're here in this area, we feel safe and secure. And so we just want to let you know that Southern hospitality, we don't need to be friends. We don't need to be acquaintances. complete strangers, but show appreciation to the fact you represent the whole of our military. And even though you're in one small part of it, it's important to us. And you're important to us, and we want you to enjoy your stay here in the Shreveport Bossier area. And many come back after they retire because they love our area. Once you get here, to know us is to love us, and many people do. Naturally, there are those that are out and about that might say, "Oh, Shreveport Bossier, you don't want to go there." Once you really get in here and plug into our community, you'll find that we're givers, and we will help each other. Just try to make life good for you while you're here in the Shreveport Bossier area. For sure, we want to shake your hand and greet you, and we look forward to it. Living in Shreveport Bossier City, our team, we're ready to help you and assist you. So we're looking forward to meeting you and welcoming you to the Shreveport Bossier City area. Now, if you have need to go to the airport, it's a 20-minute drive, 13 miles. You're going to take 3132, and that's going to bring you on around, and you're going to hit 20 and take Monkhouse, and then right here at the Hollywood intersection is the airport and the runway right here. And also this little area right in here. So you're not far at all. It's not the largest, but it's not the smallest. About 6 carriers, I think, are flying in. It changes somewhat. So I just say about or around 6, but they're able to get you out of town and able to get you back in town. There's no issues there. And usually travel, especially if you're as a businessman, you're traveling via the airways. You don't have a line to get through. It's the holidays that may be a little more crowded. The norm is that it's not busy at all. You're able to get out of town with the Shreveport Airport. 20 minutes, 13 miles, I think ideal from Brunswick Place. Now, if you're needing to work downtown, it's 18 minutes from Brunswick Place, 10.3 miles. You're going to come out to Uri. They have you going and hitting Clyde Fant Parkway because they feel like you think can get more speed there, because if you go down Uri Drive, which will take you right on into downtown, but you've got a lot of lights along in here. But you cut over here, you don't have lights. You just, you're flying and going, and you go straight on into downtown, cut a left, and you're right there in the middle of downtown. So not far at all, 18 minutes. Brunswick Place is a great location for downtown. And in downtown is, it's no dinky place. We have skyscrapers, and we have big bank buildings and oil buildings and all kinds of different things. And we have some older buildings that have been there. So it's, it has a little bit of history and old hardware stores and printing shops and all those from the 1920s and 30s. But, Shreveport has grown over the years, and it's kind of having a little bit of a decline. But that's for all of us living in Bossier City. It's because they say they're just moving over to Bossier, not moving out of town, just moving across the river. But nonetheless, we keep the area there. So we still say that we're thriving for sure, even because you make numbers make it look however you want to make the slant go. I choose to be positive, and choose to, that's how you get through everything. So I see a lot of people. So it's not that they're all leaving the area for sure. The downtown area is where we celebrate July the 4th. Our country's independence, and we have the big fireworks, display that, they put on, and from the Red River, and we have an amphitheater area there and an area by the riverfront there, in that people can put lawn chairs and they roll out the blankets, and they, the kids playing and sit and, to watch the fireworks and all. So it's really nice. Downtown has a festival plaza area that has the stage, and they put out chairs and all for when we have different festivals. The bands can play, and it's just a convenient way to house everybody that's there. And then naturally, our farmers market. I think every town has farmers market. They have that every Saturday during the season, during times. And so, yeah, there's a lot of festivals we have. I have 3, 4, 5. I never have stopped to count all of them, but there's always something to do and something to look forward to. It's just a great vibe. There's downtown is having a revitalization that's happened over the last couple of years, where apartments have been made out of the older buildings, and they went in, a lot of the developers, and did that kind of change and made them into apartments, and then made them into condos that they sold, and really nice and all. So they've made a nice little area down right near the interstate, down at one of those buildings that was in the, not the heart, but to the side of downtown area. So it'd be great, especially for those who work downtown. It's close. There's housing that is available closer. But with family, I think you definitely would want, Brunswick would foot the bill for you as far as having to travel downtown. You get there in no time flat. And so they have food trucks that, get out during the lunch hour, so you don't have to try to rush to find something to eat, or you can just walk down and get your lunch at the different food trucks each day. So plenty of parking area. They have garages for, a lot of times you can buy a spot to park your car for within your company. They have so many spots there. So all the same conveniences that Dallas or Atlanta or, Chicago or whoever, same format, and you have great success, and they've made it easy for those who work in a business downtown. So Brunswick Place, once again, thumbs up for the distance to downtown. All right, so some of the things that are around Brunswick Place, we have Southern Classic Chicken. And if you like fried chicken, you might have tried Church's, or you've tried Popeyes, but you've got to try Southern Classic. The taste, the seasoning is really good. Superior Grill is a great and fun restaurant to go to. The Norton Gallery is awesome with art, and then also the gardens area that's behind the building, and the azalea bushes and all are just in the streams that they have running. It's really, really nice area to visit, very calming for sure. We have our Academy Sports store, we have the Home Depot, the Lowe's, we have the Cavenders, we have it all. We're not lacking for any. You're over here by Louisiana State University, the Shreveport campus, and it's a thriving school. It does very, very well in our area. There we have a Conn's and Walmart. We have plenty of Walmarts all throughout the area. Whataburger, if you've never tried that franchise burger from Texas, it is an awesome burger. The DQ burger is good too. It's kind of a different from, I think, Texas franchise, started over there and made its way over to here. So we have unique things. I think you can find a Mexican restaurant on every corner, it seems like. So you won't have any trouble finding a Mexican restaurant, but we have all flavors and culture of food available. That's one thing we like to do around this area at Shreveport Bossier, is to eat. That we love our barbecue. We've got Silver Star Barbecue is a great place for you to try, and all. It's over in Bossier, and they have some express small areas where they do takeout and all. You have to try to locate where all those are. Yeah, it's just, you've got golf courses. We probably have, I think, I counted up to 6. One of my kids at school had said something about, he plays golf. He went to the state championship and all. So I said, how many do we have? He said, we got a lot, but I would say maybe 3 or 4 of them are really good. And I said, okay, that's what I'm going to suggest to everybody then. Make sure that I'm sending you to the best place. I'm not much of a golfer, so ask the experts. That's what you do. We have those things. We're not so small. I think the reputation just seems that, there's just nothing to do. Well, it's maybe because you didn't look hard enough. The people that are saying that just didn't look hard enough. They just wanted somebody to drive up to their door, knock on the door, and go, now, here, let me take you to all the fun things that you can, so you'll think we're having fun. All right, I'm going to get off my soapbox here because I love my area. I love Shreveport Bossier, and I'll defend it. I mean, and it's just a great place to live. You've got to be friendly to have friends. You got to be loving to be loved. So you have to kind of reach out and do those things. But when you do, Shreveport Bossier will give back to you. Most definitely. And also, this area is filled with a lot of entrepreneurs. I call it an entrepreneurial spirit that we have. We just love going out, taking risk, start a business, then start another one if that one doesn't do well. I've seen some guys go through 3 or 4 and then one takes off, and they make good money. So don't think that everything has to happen in a super large city. The beautiful thing about being able to be prosperous in a small area, you don't have people everywhere you turn around that you run into, like when we go over to Dallas, that's a 3-hour drive from us. And I tell my wife, I said, there's people everywhere. Everywhere we go, there's a crowd. So it's not like you go somewhere and there's no one there, there's always going to be a crowd. So it's not like that here. It's very laid back here, and we just kind of take things easy, and I don't think have as much stress or ulcer problems. We're doing pretty good. Well, that's enough of my chit chat on the things to do. So look at each of these pros and cons, and I'd kind of do something different in each one of these closing remarks. But just to let you know, Brunswick Place is something we need to put on your list.
From my heart to your home.